All right, this episode, we want to talk about YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, any of the online-based content windows. Let's have at it.
Let's get ready to rumble. Oh, the doggy doesn't like it.
Ozzy girl, you're okay.
Toty toty.
Yeah. He's a good boy.
Is Sid sticking around with the podcast?
Is that
Wow.
okay?
Wow.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
YouTube.
She wants you.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Big clap. We've got guests on the podcast today. Say something into the microphone, Sydney.
Say hello.
Say,
Wow. Wow.
wow.
And we've got Elvis under here.
Yeah, we've got
Elvis
dogs and
is under the
babies.
table.
We've got a full house today.
Elvis is in the building.
So what's today about?
He wants the button. All right, so we tried this podcast yesterday. It didn't quite go as planned. There were a few, we'll call them
Wobblers.
wild cards.
We weren't settled enough.
Yeah, I had to go pick Pearl up. It was, what
I
it
didn't
was?
have childcare.
It was parenting issues on our side. I had to go pick Pearl up from
See,
school. Sydney
now
didn't-
they know, Sharon, what it
I
was
know.
like.
What it's like to juggle your life.
Oh, there's so much fucking juggling with kids for me right now. I'm like dying. Anyhow, here's some clips from that. Hope you all enjoy the madness. Are you a... He just say YouTube?
Pretty much.
We even watch the news on YouTube.
Yeah, I watch it. I watch.
I watch the evening news. Watch the evening news on YouTube after the...
This might be a long one today. It's okay, Sydney.
Sydney, you want the button? There you go.
So you watch the evening news on YouTube.
I don't have childcare today.
All right. Well, we'll try. We'll try our best.
You got the button. You got the button.
Okay,
You got the
how
button.
long do you think TV's got to last?
Not very much longer.
5 years max.
I don't watch TV at all now.
He won't watch it. Every time I turn it on, it's like, oh no.
I'm the same.
You know what gets me nuts? They turn the bloody TV on. And they go, it's all right if I watch it. Sure. Put it on. They fucking walk out the room and leave the TV on.
Yeah. So you don't really watch much YouTube.
A little bit, but I like
The ads.
BritBox.
You're like BritBox.
I will say that
I
I find my...
hate TV ads. I hate them.
Go, go on,
That
Cal.
was when you're supposed to hit the button.
Did he just say hello?
He's biting the microphone.
Yeah. Num nums.
If I buy something new that has anything electronic about it, I watch a YouTube video about it. How to set it up, how to build it, whatever it may be. I've installed every car seat we have because of YouTube, and I use it more than I thought I did, to be honest.
What do you want? Come and have a look. Come here.
He can see you and he's like, why are you not playing with me?
Bonk, 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 bonk.
Hold on. Let me just.
I can run up and get his nunny. I'm just going to run up and get baby's nunny.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
No problem.
This is modern living.
Crazy. Hey, but that's how it goes.
I need to go to a happier place.
I feel romantic.
Shut up, Ozzy!
Just go to bed, darling.
All right, change the subject.
I just had my donut.
I know.
Hey, Jack, what's in your mouth?
Oh, don't. These nuts. I'm the one eating today.
Did you get Pearl on time yesterday?
I was like 15 minutes late. It took me forever because so much traffic.
Yeah.
Trying to get to North Hollywood at 5 o'clock on a Thursday.
Forget it.
Nuts.
I think Thursday is a busier traffic day than Friday.
I do too, especially now that everyone's only in the office 3 days a week.
And then all these new office buildings, they're going to turn them into
Housing.
Apartments, housing.
Well,
I think they should.
Well, you know about the all the commercial real estate bubble that we're kind of sat on.
Yeah.
So like a similar thing that happened with the housing market in 2007 and 8, they think could happen to the commercial real estate because so much commercial real estate pre-COVID was built because business was booming and everything was, and now everyone's at home and all these businesses are essentially walking away from their leases because they're paying thousands and thousands of dollars in office space that no one's in.
Yeah.
So it's this really interesting kind of time. I mean, we got our office for relatively a really good deal just because of the fact of no one's really in offices.
Can I bump what I charge
The rent
you?
up. Is it like rent controlled?
No, we're not rent controlled. But I mean, you're locked into a contract. They can't just arbitrarily raise your rent out of nowhere after your contract's up. Then they can. But it's just weird because you're going to see, and it reminded me of, I went to Dubai in 2009 after the financial crisis.
And there was empty everywhere.
Yeah. You would see giant size, like skyscrapers 70 stories high with big banners down them saying for rent. Like huge.
Yeah.
Because no one, there was no business. But obviously it's changed out there now. Anyhow.
I know that this is bad to say, but it's kind of exciting for me because I wanted to start a side project of getting all antiques from the Midwest that we find at old farm auctions and stuff, and then bringing it back to LA to sell it because it's crazy what you can find.
Yeah.
And so easily as well.
Yeah. To get your American picker on. You get the van.
Oh, I love it. I would.
Drive around. All right. So this is take 2 of our YouTube podcast.
Take 2.
Didn't go so well yesterday. There was a lot of moving parts, we'll call it. I had to leave. Sydney.
Can I just eat my last bit of my donut?
You can have the last bit of your donut.
Okay. Mmm.
Donut?
Don't. Jack.
Donuts.
Did you see what I got Dad?
No.
For his birthday.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
His D's Nuts keychain.
I'll tell you, only you could find that.
It was kind of on accident, but it worked out.
I bet you cracked up laughing.
I was like, I have to get that for him, and coincidentally the shop was only down the street from where I was, so it just worked out perfectly.
That's funny.
Yeah. Did you see the crystal dick I got him too?
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Jack handed me the crystal, and he's like, look at this, and I had it in my hand, and I was like, I wonder if he knows that this looks like a dick. And then he goes, yes, that is a dick. And I'm like, why are you getting Dad a crystal dick?
Because it's funny.
Why not?
What? What the fuck else can you get him? He's got everything else.
Well, the penny just dropped. I was asking for a crystal.
You wanted a health crystal, so I got you a crystal dick.
To put by his bed.
All right, so the reason why we're doing a podcast about YouTube is because a lot of people were asking about Dad and his YouTube addiction because we were talking about it a couple podcasts ago. And so...
Well, I do because it just shuts my head down from thinking about my problems, because that's all when you're sick. That's all you do is think about how long is this going to be like this. You know what I mean? It's a way of shutting my head down,
Yeah.
So I get into there's so many interesting things.
Can I say my personal favorite thing that I just can't get my head around why you watch it so much? Why you did watch it so much, because I haven't seen you do it in a while, was
Don't
the
start
rat
off
catcher.
another phobia.
The rat catcher.
Well, he's onto the boards now.
But is this guy who builds rat traps and then you just watch over time lapse, sorry, of these rats
All right.
that's getting in the trap, and I'm like, there's no one talking, there's no, and then there's the penny game.
The penny game.
Can you imagine taking these guys on a fishing trip or a hunting trip? You'd end up shooting yourself in the... it's all about being quiet,
You like Dad secretly, deep down in Dad, there's a hunter waiting to come out.
No, it's creatures
It's
that...
been out and gone back in again.
It's true.
Well, new thing is criminals that try and get one over the... when they're being interviewed for something.
Yeah.
And there was a guy last night, I was telling your mum, this guy tries to act like he doesn't know where he is, his memory lapse. And the cop goes, okay, let's start like this. He goes, you can't remember what happened today? This guy went home, shot his wife and kids and dogs and everything. He goes, no. He goes, okay, let's start like this. What did you have for breakfast this morning? He says, I got up and had some toast and some bacon and everything. He says, well, then what? He goes, and slowly but surely, he gets through and he goes, what's going to happen to me, officer? He says, well, you're going to be charged with capital murder. He goes, I am?
Well, he also loves the ones where when the criminals are being sentenced and the judge is passing sentence and they all start having a go at the judge.
Yeah.
And then he loves
you've
that.
got to be nuts if you're in a court. And, I can't believe it. You mother... Beep, beep, beep.
So a few years ago, I tried to make a TV show where we would take court transcripts of those crazy trials where, you know, it was like fuck yous at the judge and all this. And
Like Drunk History kind
a little
of thing?
bit like Drunk History, but we were going to animate it and have celebrities do the voices. So it would be like...
That's really funny.
Because it's an infinite...
But animation takes a long time.
Not anymore. It's all computers. So you can, I mean, like you can turn...
AI?
AI. There you go.
AI.
You just, now you just plug it in and it'll do it for you. No, but I just thought it was a great... Because there's infinite amount of...
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And everyone would fucking watch it
Oh,
because...
he'd voice over it. He'd do the voices for everyone.
I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you guys have seen on YouTube?
I'm telling you, the rat catcher's got to be up there.
Yeah.
They
He's
got a
got to be...
bottle. I mean, I'm thinking, these ain't wild rats. Because, I mean, a wild rat wouldn't they'd crawl up like a ladder and they'd fall into a big empty water
Abyss.
bowl.
And they
It's
can't
like
get
1,000.
back out. And before you know it, there's like
There's a bottle of rats.
150 rats inside of this tiny bottle.
So what does he do with them after he's caught them?
You don't
He
know.
Eats them.
takes them into the forest and lets them go, yeah.
Have you seen the guy? I saw a YouTube video. It was in England, and this farmer had a bunch of terriers.
Oh, yeah.
And he has like a bunch of these terrier dogs, and they're clearing rats out of their barn, and they just let their terriers after these rats. And these little, I mean, smaller, they're like
Oh, I know, that's what they
Well,
were
you
bred
know
for.
that Oat is part rat terrier, and
Oh,
their
really?
job was to catch rats.
Yeah, and that's what they're just killing.
That's why
all
she's so quick and can outrun like any dog.
Yeah,
With a hop at the back.
Yeah.
The one leg hopping.
yeah. It's
When I go hog hunting, that's wild. That is.
yeah.
All the craziest things that they do.
Have you seen where they will bait a bunch of hogs, but there's a barrel of tannerite?
What?
What?
What's tannerite?
Tannerite is this legal explosive you can buy where you mix this like aluminum powder with something else. And when you shoot it, it explodes like dynamite.
Oh, wow.
But it's totally legal.
And it's legal.
It's insane. It's one of these things where you go, yeah, I don't really feel like this is covered by the Second Amendment because it's a fucking explosive. But it's you can buy it at most gun shops, but you're not technically you're not allowed to mix it.
Isn't it for it to explode? Surely it's got to be in a container.
Yeah, so you have it in like a container.
in a plastic bottle.
Yes,
And you shoot the bottle, and
you shoot the bottle, and it's
that can't be legal. Surely
it is. It's legal in most states.
Wow.
And
It's insane.
So they'll take like a Folgers coffee can. They'll fill it with tannerite
And then shoot it.
and then they'll bait all
All right,
around
where
it.
does one buy tannerite?
Gun
Costco?
Gun shops, gun shows. You can order it online. They'll deliver it right to your
We
house.
don't need to
Is
teach
that where
people where
that,
they can buy this shit.
Theatre,
I'm sure they
theatre
all know.
killer.
Huh?
The guy who went into the movie theatre, he had his apartment rigged with stuff that he got offline explosive.
I don't know if it was tannerite because with tannerite you have to shoot it. And even if you would
What
drop,
so surely if you got it's got to be something like a shock. So if you've got it set up to electricity, surely that wouldn't.
yeah, you could put like some kind of. I'm sure you could rig it. I don't.
That guy, I was watching that one as well. What a sicko.
What, the guy in
He took the part. He took over the. He was the real odd Joker.
Yeah.
The Batman film.
I knew someone who her college roommate, she was shot in that shooting.
I mean, that must have freaked everybody out. You see the footage of the woman in the foyer. She's trying to hide. She's like,
Did he
What
get
are
her?
we talking about?
No, and she's like, she's hiding underneath. And he goes, and in the end, she goes, "Fuck this," and jumps over the top legs.
Well, yeah, I think he would.
What was the
What are we
other
talking
thing
about?
that you were obsessed with? The noises of the saws.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
saws and-
You'd wake up in the middle of the night and it would just be like farm machinery and tractors.
Noises.
I think Dad secretly likes the ASMR videos.
The what?
ASMR. Those are it's
And
like
I
the
can't
noise
stand
stuff.
them. They make
Don't.
me so angry whenever I see them.
Saws.
You watching
You were watching
machinery?
machinery noises, and you would just keep watching it, and all these just
It was like
really
drills
irritating
and-
noises.
I'm trying to think what it was. So many things.
So the Osbournes podcast is sponsored by Fume. If there's a habit to be made from something bad, I have pretty much done it. But Fume is a way to break one of those really crappy, horrible, gross habits. I have used it. I utilize it actually daily. I have a Fume on my desk, right in front of my computer when I'm just trucking along, doing emails, phone calls, surfing the web, whatever. I'll be fuming it up. Not only are the flavors awesome, there's no additives to it. It's pretty basic. It's just flavored air. And you put these awesome little capsules inside and you just suck in air. And just when you thought it couldn't get better, I just tried the new Solano Fume. Now, this is their newest product. It's a premium walnut barrel with an onyx-coated mouthpiece, which makes it ridiculously soft. Right now is the best time to start the good habit with Fume. All orders between January 1st and 14th have a buy one, get one clause, so you can stock up for the New Year's resolution. Plus, as a listener of the show, you get an extra 10% off when you use our code. Head over to tryfume.com/Osbournes and use my code Osbournes for an additional 10% off plus BOGO cause until January 14th to help start making the good habit much easier. I just think it's hilarious that Dad's more into YouTube than like my kids.
You know what? I fucking hate TV ads. I hate them. Like I don't watch the news live now. I watch it on it's about 20 minutes later. It comes on my YouTube, and it's just the news without these fucking ads.
Yeah. I actually find that when they stream, whatever streams they use for YouTube, like most news outlets, I actually prefer because there's less annoying people yelling at each other back and forth. Like, at news, they're like, oh, we're going to bring in this Johnny Fuckface.
No, you did. Oh, no, it happened to me once. I was part of the car and then you get a story before they tell the news.
Yeah. And you're like,
tell the fucking news and shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Like, it's and I think the biggest undoing of mainstream news is the fact that they'll discuss incredibly highly nuanced issues. Like
that's why my mum liked that one guy.
David Muir.
David Muir. He's
the best.
He
Right.
just
He's
reads
the
the
best.
news and goes, "See ya, I'm fucking off home,"
Yeah.
and doesn't get involved. He just
Reads
reads
the
it,
news.
and
it's
you're
the
like,
closest news that you can get to UK news. I think
Is
the way
what-
that they
but
present.
what UK news? Because just like BBC World Services
Yeah, like
kind of thing.
the way that they're
But
just
even the
reading
BBC
news, that's
America
it.
has fucking ads.
Also, don't you think that YouTube has changed the way that you now want to watch and receive
Yes.
your entertainment? In the
100%.
sense that I want it to be something that doesn't take me more than 20 minutes to watch.
I mean, if you could buy something on a TV license, you say, if you have for another $10, you can have TV without any news.
Without commercials, you mean?
Yeah, without any commercials.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting model. I mean, that's what they try to do with the streaming services, but now you're seeing a lot of the streaming services,
Yep.
they're putting ads back in, even
Yep.
though you're paying because it's so overinflated. Like the whole model for entertainment and for content is completely broken. And what
People
you're
just
seeing,
want instant gratification.
They do, and they want content quickly and consistently. They don't want to wait a year for a new season. You know, I notice with a lot of the shows that I produce and that I host is like, oh, we're gonna buy 6 episodes of your show or 10 episodes of your show, and they won't show it for a year. So you're losing eyeballs because they're going to go to where they can get the content they want, when they want it, how they want it, and consistently.
It's like, because now you can go, oh, no, sorry, click. And there's about 8,000 other versions of it.
Yeah. Especially doing like the ghost hunting shows.
There's so many fucking ghost hunters. There's like a menu of them.
But there's only one true one.
Hardly.
Wannabe.
No, but it's frustrating because these YouTubers will get millions of views on a ghost hunt, and they're putting out ghost hunts every single week. Meanwhile, I've got a great show, but I'm stuck on a...
But there's got to be like 50 different ghost hunters.
There are, but there's only a few big ones on YouTube.
But it's like saying there's a million doctors. There's only one good one.
But you got to find him.
Who's the one good doctor?
We're still looking for him.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I like the fact that there is so much content readily available when you want it.
I think it's Reels and TikTok that have really upped the ante, though, with how quickly
I'll watch
you want
TikTok, but I prefer Instagram. But
Yeah, your grammar.
what I do find annoying is how this robotic fucking voices. It's pronounced.
Oh, he's talking about the voiceover, that one guy that you can get when you type in what
Yeah,
it
you
to
type
say.
in, yeah.
And they have all these different people. Like, you know, it's not name. He's not named McVeigh.
Well, but you know what it is? It's you type it in, and then it's speaking what you're typing. So it's just like a voice app. It's like a plugin.
But it's the same with TikTok. They have the same laugh, the same...
It's the same voices,
shock.
yeah.
Yeah, over and over.
But it's all trends, you know.
But you can't have it perfect though. If you want it without the ads, you got to put up with the fucking.
Yeah. Do you guys have any favorite YouTube channels, Kelly?
It's hard to say
Mr.
because...
Beast?
Who?
Mr. Beast? You don't know who Mr. Beast is?
I don't think so.
Do you guys know who Mr. Beast is?
Who does he shoot?
Masturbate.
No, he doesn't shoot anyone.
It's gotta be some.
Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber ever.
Wait,
does
let
he
me
do?
just see my...
So he just does, it's all very transactional, like money is a component to everything, but he does these insane videos. He gets hundreds of millions of views.
On what? What does he do in videos
So
on?
he'll do a thing where like, I'm going to do a job, a different job a day, starting at a job that pays $1 a day, all the way up to
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mr. Beast he's a complete phenom.
And what I tell you what I like about him the most is that he just looks like a regular, normal guy.
Let's have a look.
Regular, normal guy. And he comes up with this. Some of his ideas are just...
He just recently buried himself alive for 7 days.
Yeah.
Shut
Yeah, he
the
did.
front door.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
He had this coffin made that had like, food in it and water and it was all glass. And he buried himself alive for 7 days.
Underground.
Underground. Like,
Where did he crack?
I guess he had some kind of mechanism built into his little cramped coffin, but he started going crazy. But that's like kind of not a normal thing. But a lot of what he does...
He'll die.
He
Everybody will die.
Everyone eventually. But he'll do things like he paid a guy $10,000 a day to like live in a grocery store. And they bought this whole grocery store and he had to survive on everything in the grocery store. And the guy made it to 45 days. So the guy made $450,000 and he
That's
gave it to him.
amazing.
He'll do stuff like, the amount that he's given away, houses, cars, like you name it. And it's really cool. And the kids fucking love it. And it's really, you watch it and you're like, I wonder what it is about that kids like it so much. And
Because I've thought of things like, I wonder if I was locked in if it was a...
Exactly. It's the aspirational part of it because it gets kids' minds going, I would love to do a Mr. Beast challenge. He did one thing. He bought a private jet and he did a competition. He took like 50 people he found and they said, whoever could stay touching the private jet the longest wins the private jet.
I would have glued myself to it.
He literally, like, imagine if there was a private jet right here, whoever was touching it the longest. And so people had to stay there for days and days and days, just touching it until they gave up. It was like a long fucking time, and this guy won the private jet. So he just does these really, and that's what I love about YouTube, because I can tell you what, having worked in TV as long as we all have, if you took Mr. Beas or Jimmy 10, 15 years ago and walked him into a network and be like, he's going to host these game shows with these crazy giveaways.
They would have said, insane,
they'd have
get
been
out.
like, no, this is stupid. It's never going to work. Here's why. But
it must have a lot of money buying
huge, Dad.
These YouTubers, Dad, have so much money. It's crazy. Like,
So do they
look
have
at
to-
Miss Rachel.
Yeah.
Do they have to like pay to go and do the contest?
Well, he gets sponsorships and he makes money from his YouTube channel. Dad, it's not these big YouTubers. Some of them make around $1 million a month just from YouTube.
Wow.
And I mean, but Mr. Beast, wasn't he in like the Forbes wealthiest entertainers?
Yeah.
I think he's like up there in like top 10.
It's so funny because I never know anybody's names. I only know the pictures and the visuals that I see. And when I was looking at the first video I watched of Mr. Beast, I was like, who is this guy? There is something so likable about him.
Yeah.
There is something that no matter what he's doing, you want to watch it.
Yeah. 82 million last year.
Profit.
But that's what he made. So he puts a lot of it back into his productions.
Yeah.
Buying fucking airplanes.
He's gifted airplanes, islands. He recreated the Squid Games, that big TV show. He did his own version of it. It's wild. I mean, overall, he's got 217 million subscribers. And then if you look, his overall views have 38 billion views.
You know,
That's insane.
Can I ask a question? You know, when you subscribe, does that mean you pay money?
No, it just means you're following that person.
And then when they have new content that comes out, like a new video or anything.
Whatever they come out,
Or
you're
that
kind of
channel or whatever.
exactly. But just think about that: 38 billion views.
I wonder how
38
many
Billion views over all his videos.
I wonder how many Miss Rachel has.
It's pretty. I mean,
Let's
you
look
know,
it up.
another thing is if it's a thing where they're going to stay in a grocery shop or and on a plane, the interest is. I wonder who's going to. I think it's going to be that guy.
Yeah, of
Or I
course.
think
You
it's
become
gonna be-
personally invested in
I would have
the
to
people
say-
that are doing it.
That out of my favorite YouTubers, without any question, it has to be Miss Rachel because of how happy she makes my son.
Miss Rachel has had 4.6 billion views.
It's
Well, it's
crazy.
for kids.
For kid, yeah, well, because people just put it on every day. But this is what traditional media isn't really comprehending. They've lost the game.
My little
the game's
siblings
over.
like says bonk bonk button.
It's too quick. It's too quick. And it's like, okay, look at what you watch on normal channels on TV.
Linear TV.
It's so dated. I look at some of the stuff like the game shows and all of that,
So
and it's
fu-
like something from the 50s. You're like,
You know,
is
you know,
this
oh,
really?
yes,
they
they're
still
talking of-
make this format, and it's still going on. And I think that people who watch TV, it's the much older demographic.
You're right.
And they make
But
shows
I-
for older demographic. There's nothing that's really
The
edge.
TV stations
Excuse me,
must be folding
Vanna
up
White
like
is filled with edge, mother.
TV must be suffering big.
She's a
time.
nice lady.
I'm obsessed with her.
She's a lovely
She has my
lady.
dream job, and if I could have any job in TV, it would be Vanna White's
Moving
job.
cubes.
No, Mom, she gets to wear red carpet dresses.
No,
every
I'm
single
not
night.
knocking her. I think she's fantastic. I'm just talking about the format that goes on TV. It's so dated, the way it's filmed,
But
the
don't you
approach,
think
the
you're
people
right,
they
Sharon,
use.
You're absolutely right. The older demographic
It's
because
for older people.
But if you look at what is like the number one show on TV now, it's like 2.5 million eyeballs.
Yeah,
it's
it's not
still
a
a
lot.
fucking.
15 years ago,
It was 100.
but like the Osbournes, our highest number, we were like 11 million.
It's just the way that it's produced. I don't know what production companies are churning out this
Let's
dated...
make a deal and all that fucking...
I love Let's Make a Deal. Maybe I'm an old person because I love all
I
those
think
shows.
you kind of are an old person.
I think it's just nostalgia.
I love Let's Make a Deal because I love watching how excited people get when they win everything.
Mickey, what was that one we used to watch?
They can be excited.
Well, I hate it now. What's the one me used to watch after the news?
It's awful.
Jeopardy.
Fucking Jeopardy.
No,
Me and
that is a total time warp.
I think that Jeopardy was great, especially because they have really
Pre-war.
interesting contestants. And I think that Amy Schneider changed the face of Jeopardy. She was a contestant.
Yeah, but
she was phenomenal.
nerdy.
Amy, I have to say,
Fucking
she needed,
nerds.
I said before, she needed her own show.
Yeah.
She would be a great host. She's
I
amazing.
started watching Jeopardy
they're all
because of Amy
fucking-
Schneider.
In Jeopardy, how much are you going to win? Maybe $1 million like she did over, what, weeks? It was 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, but then the general public don't realize they don't get a check for $1 million and say, congratulations, go home. Nobody gets the money outright.
Do you know what Mr. Beast does? He pays everyone in $1 bills.
Yeah.
So you actually see how much $1 million in $1 bills are.
Daddy would like that because he's always saying that he wants, if you were to see it.
Yeah.
My thing about credit cards is, if you had to go and physically hand that dough over, you'd go, do I really want to buy this fucking car for
Mum wouldn't.
$100,000?
Mum would be like, yes, I do.
But it is a turn your fucking sound off your phone.
Oh, fuck off. Miserable little
Good morning,
bastard.
Osbournes. We are here. Welcome to the human
What?
race.
I can't believe Mum just called you a bastard.
Well,
Well, the hell? What's wrong with
well-
that? It's a very good English word.
That's very...
oh. Well,
That's a very
that's
dated
part of-
word.
that's-
No, that's a very
It's all right.
dated word.
She's a twat. I'm a bastard.
All right, you fucking
Good
old man.
morning.
And he's a fucking interrupter. And you're a snob.
How am I a snob?
Kelly's not a
I'm
snob.
kidding.
I'm like the furthest thing away from a snob.
Literally,
Stop
I'm not
talking.
a bastard. Literally, I'm not a bastard.
All right, what do you think is the most dated show on TV that's been going forever and ever and ever? What do you think? To look at production-wise?
Oh, without question, Mum. It has to be Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, you fucking...
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune's pretty bad. But
that is from the 50s.
But I love it.
even sitcoms, though, I can't watch. Like the 3-camera
Oh,
sitcoms.
I can
and
never...
the laughter, the canned laughter.
I
and
cannot fucking stand them.
Yeah.
But the way they're edited, so there's air. You'll say something, and then they leave air. They'll give like 3 seconds so the audience
All right.
can go,
All right, here's one for you. Here's one.
and then start
Who
again.
likes Seinfeld?
I will say because of Sid, I have been watching more Seinfeld because he always has it on, and as I've gotten older, I will say that I appreciate the comedy in it, and I get it now. But I will say
the writing.
I'm surprised you don't love Seinfeld.
or Curb Your
Why?
Enthusiasm.
Because it's really like, I don't know. I every time I've watched it, I'm like, oh, I could see my
Why?
mom
Because he's
like.
Jewish?
Well, no, it's kind of like you like kind of New York Jewish humor, and it's kind of that. Like growing up, like you used to say Seinfeld jokes without realizing you were saying Seinfeld jokes.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, well, I could have written the show then.
And made a lot of money.
All right. Wait. Here's
Go
just
on.
Friends. With the Friends finale, had 65.9 million viewers. The MASH finale had 105 million. So you go from that.
There was
what's that one with
electricity
the bar?
surges.
What was that one with the bar in Boston?
Cheers.
Cheers.
What was that finale one?
84 million. So it just
I
goes.
like that show.
But it just goes to show how linear TV is like.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
because as you just said
There's
earlier
so
on,
many more alternatives,
but as Jack said earlier on, it's a show that the kids go, I wonder who's going to, it's a crazy.
But why is it that networks haven't kept up with what is going on because they're so far removed from what is going on in the world entertainment-wise.
Look at Sharon. All you got to say to yourself is look at what we did with the Osbournes, and then you get the spin-offs of that reality TV, like family.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of them, but they're not real reality TVs. Yeah.
But the reality TV game's totally different.
But you look at the way.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Look at something like the Oscars and all the old award shows of how big they were, and like now it's I cannot believe you're still giving us the Billboard Awards, this award, that country, whatever it is, awards, and it's like, does anybody watch?
No.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. I could remember being a kid and feeling like watching the Oscars, going to an Oscar party was like
it's a huge deal,
amazing,
Yeah.
and now I'm just like, who gives a fuck? I was like, it's all bullshit.
It does all seem like bullshit, award shows do, and you know that it's all depending on who shows up and who doesn't as to who gets the award, and it's not.
But
None of it's real.
But that English, what's his name? And he goes, "Go on, get your award and fuck off."
Oh, Ricky Gervais of the Golden
Well,
Globes.
he's the best. Come on, he is. That's real, and that's.
You're not going to get the Oscars. The film's crap.
Ricky Gervais is a genius. He is fearless.
Yeah.
I just die
I'm
for
so
Ricky
jealous
Gervais.
you went to see
Oh,
it.
it was so good.
The audience, when it shoots to the audience, are like,
Yeah, none of them had been spoken to like that ever.
No, but they sit there at the tables going like this. I hope he doesn't pick on me. God, I hope. But I have to be here because the film company is forcing me to.
Yeah.
So I have to be here, but I'm really dying in my seat.
Basically, I've been to all of the award shows because I used to do them with Eve for the red carpet. And I will say the most fun one from the minute you get there to the minute you leave is the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
And they have people handing out champagne from the minute you are doing rehearsals. And
So everyone's a little toasty.
everybody's toasty. So when you sit in that audience and they're like, please don't pick on me, please don't pick on me, because they don't know how they're going to react.
No, but it's the best award show that has ever been on TV.
But hold on one thing. Another network, completely irrelevant in the scope of TV today.
And it's sad because it was great.
It was. E was fucking awesome. They
really
had great
was in its
content,
heyday.
but they have nothing. Like, I couldn't tell you an E show right now. The Kardashians have left. That was holding the whole thing up. They don't do Fashion Police anymore. They used to have.
They're live from the red carpet. They still do, but it's not the same.
But you then go back to MTV.
Fuck, that doesn't even exist.
It was such a cultural phenomenon when it started.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. And the MTV Awards were brilliant. And now it's like, oh, Jesus.
The MTV Awards were the best awards
Oh,
shows.
so
even
fun.
the Grammys are not a waste of time.
Well, they're soulless. They're held in that
Staples Center.
Staples Center, which is soulless.
Did
And
you remember when we
it's
used to go
awful.
to them in that theatre?
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
fucking great when
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. But it's just...
Like
no,
you felt like you were in an exclusive club.
The Grammys are a joke
I
because
know.
they will only televise certain categories that they perceive of being the most...
Viewer like worthy.
And so it's pop,
Country,
country,
hip hop,
hip hop.
and that's it.
See ya. You're gone. And it's like, but this is
And then
meant
they
to be
have their
about all
favourites.
genres.
Yeah.
They're indie favorites that people kind of, you know who they are because of the Grammys.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, the whole best new artist. They always
Yeah.
give best new artist. The funniest thing is when they'll give best new artist to an artist that's been around for 15 fucking years. Like when Bon Iver, he got best new artist after his like third album. You're like, what the fuck?
That's very strange.
It's so I don't understand that I don't understand that award, like what the criteria is,
For the best new,
New artist.
Yeah.
I mean,
or whatever they call it. Yeah, it was weird. I remember being because I was doing Fuse stuff when they won, and I was like, best new fucking what? It was so weird to me.
and then it's like, oh, they were in talks. Are we going to have male and female categories? Or are we going to merge them?
Oh, best female, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, behave.
Yeah.
Just behave.
Yeah.
It'd make the award show a lot quicker, so I wouldn't mind it.
Well, that's a good point. It would. But
Yeah,
then
but we don't watch it.
I've got to go this year.
for what?
So where'd it go?
Sid's nominated.
Oh, to the Grammys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Big Sid.
Yeah.
That's good.
I wouldn't go because they don't televise that category.
That's what I keep saying.
They don't
to him,
televise
but
it, and you have to go there at like
Two.
2 in the afternoon, and they'll give out this award, and you're like,
You're like in the B-list fucking line.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're given about 4 seconds to say thank you, and then they fucking, all right, next. Now we're giving out best
it's a conveyor belt.
Best fucking-
banjo solo. And you're like, what?
Best harmonica blick.
it's still exciting, and it's you know,
great for Sid. I
yeah,
mean, it's,
and I get every time Dad's nominated, you get really proud.
Yeah.
And
and you did, listen, you won a big one last year. You won two big ones, but, what, rock album of the year.
But it's like they give it you at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, the good thing is, it's you can always you can send someone to go get it for you. You're big enough for that.
yeah, but
you tried to send me last year, and I was like, no.
Didn't I ask the pair of you to go and do it?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking going to the
I was like,
Grammys.
I just had a baby. No.
I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up at 8 a.m. to go get a Grammy.
I always remember we were running to Little Richard in the Wiltshire one day, years ago, and he says, they give me an Oscar, but if they want to give me an Oscar, I've got to
No, it was a Grammy.
Sorry, a Grammy.
A Grammy, and they wouldn't give it him on live TV.
He wouldn't have it. He said,
And he
"Fuck."
just told him to stick it. And it's like, Little Richard, you're doing this to a pioneer of this industry, and you are not going to film this
But
man.
that's what pisses me off, and that's where the Grammys, you go, oh, you guys are so fucking out of the loop, because they could
have
to this point
best original.
Well, no, they could. I know they do put it on YouTube, but why not have it all online now, to where they categorize it? Great. Now, this day is the Rock Grammys on YouTube. Here's a fucking channel for you. You can watch it. It's gonna get more eyeballs than fucking TV.
Categorize it.
Yeah.
But the whole thing again is like the voting, the way they vote there. It's very.
Have you seen the packet for voting? Sid,
we get it every year.
Sid put himself forward so that he could do it, and it is so difficult to do and so
It's
long
that big.
that most people just are like, I ain't doing
Yeah,
this.
but the thing, okay, the voting I get because it is voted for by
musicians.
previous winners, and it is industry people, so I get it. But but it's just
I
the
must
committees.
confess.
You know that before you could say, okay, the record company will say, Ozzy, we're entering him for Rock Album of the Year. Fine. Then it goes before a committee that says, is it a rock album really? And then this team of experts will decide amongst themselves if this is in the right category. So you might say, it's a rock album, but their experts might say, no, it's a blues
last
album.
Year I got one for best rock album and best metal album. It was the same.
No,
fucking
it
album.
wasn't. It
Live
was,
performance. It was best. Was it performance?
I don't know.
But here's what the solution is. I figured it out. You just say no. Grammy, whatever you guys are, the board of experts.
Yeah.
This album identifies as. That's what you have to say. Is who are you to judge how this album identifies as a pop album? So you have to put it on TV.
Yeah, I know. That's a perfect line.
But I will say this about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Every birthday I get a card. And will we put that thing in Times Square this year?
Spotify.
Spotify was so great.
I thought when I was told, I thought it was like a little strip. Fucking the whole wall.
Yeah.
Well, explain it, because
So Spotify have a billboard in Times Square, but it's a digital one.
And I think it's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, it's like this
Massive.
huge, it's like 50 stories tall, big screen. And on Dad's birthday, they did a whole thing like, happy 75th birthday to Ozzy Osbourne.
So fucking cool, man.
Really cool.
Yeah, it was great.
That's style. That is.
Yeah.
yeah, it was brilliant. And just just a lovely thing to do for people to do when they do that. It's
And I get
brilliant.
every birthday I get a card from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Which is I'll take it back because I used to run them down saying how have they got to say who's the fucking gets the rock and roll. But they've got to be running low now.
I feel like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a little bit more
Prestigious.
I think it's more prestigious, but I think they curate it with a lot more thought than, say, the Grammys.
They put a lot of careful thought behind
But the
everything that they
MTV
do.
Awards are a fucking joke.
And I do have to say that their team of experts
Are actually.
are experts, and the thing is, you can find out who they are. You go to the Grammys and you say to them, "Who are your team of experts?"
Like, well, Chaz from the mailroom, Brittany, who was our PA, and Lou. Who's Lou?
The
We
car
don't know.
market.
Lou used to work at Tower Records when we had Tower Records, and he's an expert on records, so he's in there. And it's like,
And then Vinny, who worked at the record repair shop, who would repair the.
and his cousin Fredo.
And Louis, who's got a criminal record.
Yeah, Louis just got out of the clink. He did a stretch for 20, but he's out now. He still has to wear his ankle monitor.
I'm sat here being quiet because I
Luigi
still
was
want
a
the Grammys
cocaine
to
dealer.
give Dad the Lifetime Achievement Award.
The problem is you have to suck a lot of dick for that to happen, and none of this family's going to do that to the Grammys. Yeah, but it's funny. I did when I did the Special Forces show. There was a basketball player named Robert Horry on there who had won 7 NBA championships.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing guys to spend like 4 days doing that show with.
good
just
guy.
Phenomenal. And he played with everyone, and it was just it was amazing just to get to know him. And we were chatting, and he was saying, why everyone always asks me like, oh, why aren't you in the Hall of Fame? Why aren't you in the Hall of Fame? And he just goes, and he basically said, he goes, I don't give a shit because that shouldn't be what defines me. He's like, I've got 7 rings for winning NBA championships. He's like, I don't need to be in the Hall of Fame. If a board of people who I don't give a shit about decide to put me in, great, but I'm never going to lose sleep over it. Yeah. And I think it's such the right attitude. It's like, listen, Dad's success should never amount to some board of a bunch of old, stuffy, wannabe musicians that just ended up working in the industry anyway, because they couldn't fucking...
But there are some musicians now that are on the board, which is great.
Yes.
And they are like a category.
But Dad's Hall of Fame is the fucking literal hall we walk down with 100 million fucking platinum records.
165 million.
160. That's the fucking Hall of Fame, not some random room, know?
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of it is, are you in? Are you still perceived as cutting edge? And do you have... that whole record company management behind that plays the game.
Yeah.
That plays the game.
And that's what's amazing about bringing it back to YouTube. That's what's amazing about YouTube is that it's completely user driven. It's not determined by a board. It's, you know what? This show works. 200 million people are going to subscribe to it. Or this is like Miss Rachel. No, you're telling Nickelodeon, Disney, all the kid, PBS, no, everyone would have overlooked her because they were probably like, it's just not that.
They have a format. If you don't fit in these certain things, they don't want to listen to what you got to say.
Yeah.
But it's like the Disney stamp of approval.
Yes,
you have to be cute. You have to be bubbly.
Yeah.
And
she's
in
cute,
everybody's
she's bubbly.
face. No, but not in the stereotypical Disney world. Yeah. She isn't. And it's like, you have to be this preppy little girl.
I just think it's amazing what she's done.
Yeah.
Like she had
she's
kids.
organic.
They didn't have anything out there like what she's done, so she created it.
She's organic. She's real. Everybody that looks at her can relate to her.
I mean, Disney, for instance,
Yeah.
Do you have to get in on any job, and you have to have a clean slate?
No, I've worked for Disney.
I mean a clean slate meaning you
Squeaky clean resume. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be. I don't know now.
No.
I mean, I know I got somebody fired from there years ago. The guy that ran the who was messing with all the young kids and all of that.
Oh, shit.
Heavy.
sport.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, I just...
Those were the days. When you could call up and say, you've got somebody working for you that exploits young girls, yada, yada, yada. They've done this, this, and this. And they go, out.
Yeah.
But that's only
Because-
worse.
because now
what's the
it's-
difference? What's the difference if they say you got fired off your TV?
Very
so
different because...
Very different.
Very-
One was true and one isn't.
I'll go and kill a few rats after this.
You're such a twat. I do love you. Kill a few rats.
What I like about Miss Rachel is that she is incredibly engaging. There's something about the sound of her voice that no matter who you are, if you're a child, you just zone in. And she's educational through every aspect of everything that she does. There is a reason behind it because she is she a dialectical coach?
She was a speech therapist, I believe, or she was involved in like childhood development on an actual like educational level.
But she's got a voice that kids instantly go to, which is something special about someone like her.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that Maple would not be talking as fast as she did if she wasn't watching Miss Rachel.
Yeah, no, it was definitely something that contributed
Papa.
definitely contributed to like her develop and I don't know why. I think for some
She's cute.
it just really switched on for her. You know, she loves it. She loves right now it's Santa.
Is it?
Santa, because she does like Miss Rachel's doing like a Christmas thing.
Oh, have you seen the Christmas episode?
Yeah.
I've watched it probably 100 times
And
already.
hopefully there'll be a Santa next weekend in Solvang.
Oh.
There'll definitely be somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when we were at the hotel that Christmas and the Santa that came and saw our kids?
Yes.
Can you believe he's still doing it?
I know.
I have
It's
the best
Santa. He
videos
doesn't retire.
of Andy singing to him,
Andy was singing to him.
to the Santa Claus.
But that was
Last
the Santa
Christmas,
that
I
came to
gave
see you guys
I know.
when you were little.
She was singing George Michael to Santa, and I have it all on video, and it is the best.
Do you ever watch YouTube? Because like we all do, but I don't know if you do.
Yeah, I watch it, especially late at night with Daddy.
Do you put it on the TV or do you just watch it on the iPad?
iPad.
Because I'm deaf and censor on volume, so now I've got it plugged straight into my hearing aids.
I wonder if we can do that with the with our
Yes.
system.
I mean, these shows come on.
I know we're getting up there.
I cannot watch myself.
What, on the podcast?
Anything. I fucking hate watching myself.
Do you guys watch any other podcasts outside of like
Yes.
what other podcast do you like?
I like Bethenny.
Bethenny Frankel.
I love Bethenny.
Okay.
I love watching her eat. I love watching her do a podcast. I love watching her do her makeup.
Okay.
She's eccentric and I love her.
What did you think when she said about wasn't she trying to push for the unionization of reality TV?
I was like this about it because I look at it from a professional that, okay, you didn't have a following, you weren't anybody, so why should they give you $1 million a show when you're nobody? They make you a celebrity. That show makes you a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
And so why should they pay you certain amounts of money and why should you get certain rights that you don't deserve going into it? If you want to renegotiate when they've made you a star, that's your business. But initially you go in as an unknown that is given a huge opportunity. Look at what Bethenny made out of it.
Sure.
What is written?
But
So-
I guess the area where I always get because I do agree with that point, but I think there's a middle ground to where I do think we should be entitled to pension plans and insurance.
For what? Wait, what are we talking about?
So when the actor and writer strike happened, Bethenny, is it Frankel?
Yes, it's Bethenny Frankel.
She came out and said, I think the reality TV industry needs to unionize as well and have, more rights than you do. Because think about it, like we've been working in non-scripted TV for 22 years. Yeah. Insurance, we have to like figure that shit out all the time because we're not given always, we don't always do union projects, so we don't always qualify for the union insurance. We don't have union retirement plans. So it's like, it is. I think it's a little frustrating for people that don't do union projects, but yet have continued to work in that.
So I just looked up the top 3 podcasts that I listen to, and I've Had It is the number 1. I love them.
I don't know that one.
It's my favorite, and then this is my second favorite, which is Dear Joan and Jericho. It's the people from Nighty Night, and they are these two characters that...
Didn't you go on there?
No, I wish.
Okay.
I wish.
I thought you'd done it.
It is the darkest humor you have ever heard, and the things that they say are just like...
Do they film it and put it on YouTube, or is it just podcast?
I think it's just podcast. I mean, if they filmed it, I would be even more obsessed. And then Red-Handed, like all the...
Like the crime one?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
On social media, is there a censorable? Is there things that you just get fucking in trouble for saying?
Depending on the platform, there's different rules.
Like men can show their nipples, but girls can't.
What's the difference? Fucking nipple.
Free the nipple, Dad.
You can milk anything with nipples.
So I've Had It is 2 girls that are amazing, and they sit there and talk about the things that they've had it with, and they're southern and funny and to the point, and they say exactly what everyone is thinking. Red-Handed is also 2 women talking about different crime and breaking it down.
Have you ever listened to Sword and Scale?
Yes. Sword
and Scale is awesome. That's like my favorite crime one.
When I was last in England, I seem to remember late at night, it's like a guy sitting in stark naked, talking about sex with somebody. I mean, it's like, what goes on? It's all changed in England now.
Oh, with like what they can get away with on TV.
Fuck, It's like,
I mean, we've got Naked Attraction on TV there,
and they have it here now.
Yeah, it's on Max.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it American people or English people?
English. It's the show, and people here cannot believe it. And how long have we been telling everyone about it?
I think that presenter has got to be... She should get an award because she doesn't... I would be pissing myself laughing the entire time. Or like
pretty
screaming.
damn rough. She's as rough as fucking sandpaper.
But she's to the point, and then she gives medical... facts about different body parts, and it's like I couldn't do it without laughing.
Is that the one where they go,
yes,
Jimmy is going to date Susie?
Yeah, and
you see his dick. And
then you see like ladies, and they're all sore in between their legs, and the redness is going down, and they will like close up, and you go, no, stop.
Yeah, don't see all the razor burn.
Stop. Yeah, shave a rash.
I can't. It's the horror. It's that show makes me want to crawl inside my own asshole.
It gives me prickly under the
arms.
I think
it's the
I'm
funniest
like this.
show on TV. I love it.
It's so outrageous.
Is there nothing left for the imagination anymore?
Nothing.
You go, she's got a nice face, but
so you can't show that show on YouTube. But like you could maybe show that show on Twitter.
I mean, once I was in Scandinavia, and I'm watching the TV and go, now the naked news. And there's these fucking reading the news. Today a bomb went off, They're all stark naked.
I read minds. I want everyone to know that I read minds. Mum was like, I remember a show, and I went, You're a trash. It was the best. Remember Lola Ferrari?
Yeah, and
Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Don't you remember that show,
Eurotrash?
Brilliant. In England?
It was on Channel 4 late nights.
Ozzy wouldn't
It was
remember
the best show, and it was like the craziest stuff that you would never
ever think about putting on TV, even though it was late night TV, but it was groundbreaking show.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember? Well, HBO had Real Sex, which was similar. It was like their version of Eurotrash, but it wasn't nearly as good.
Can you imagine going to ABC or NBC and saying, "I've got this show, and there's going to be men and women that go behind a screen, and you're going to do a close up on their private meat and veg." Now, they'd go, "Get out, get out." Get out.
They would just look at you and go.
They'd call security. And you'd be.
I'm sorry, you what?
They'd be like, "Is it diverse and inclusive? Is it ad sales?"
There's nothing left of the imagination.
No, there's very few original ideas left.
Have you seen an ad for toilet paper where a woman sits on the toilet and there's a plant? Does she pee in the plant, or there's something to do with leakage?
Oh no!
How often do you what? And it's about toilet paper with
yes,
a leaky plant.
And with a.
Does she piss in the plant?
I can't remember whether she takes the plant and empties the water from it on a period pad or something. But it's definitely do we have to do this on TV?
Weird.
That's kind of like this is what the pad does. You get the water and you drip it.
It's something like that.
Do you know why, if someone asked me to be in a tampon ad, that I would say yes?
Why?
Because they only pick like clean-looking people to do that, like women that look like really sporty and clean and like put together well.
That's not inclusive enough, Kelly.
You want some old... you want that good woman who had the dirty knickers in her pocket?
Oh, yeah. She's doing one. She's doing one from jail.
Don't you remember when we watched it? I don't know if you can remember. Long ago when HIV was the plague of the century, that there was two hookers somewhere in LA. The drivers were coming home from work, and they were fucking gross, these people. And they would go with these prostitutes, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, not just one. It was like a fucking drive-through sex thing.
Have you not seen... So now, you know, like, prostitution in Los Angeles now is, like, through the fucking roof because of these new laws. They're not enforcing certain laws. And so now there's huge districts around LA where you can go and it looks like something out of a fucking Wild West movie. There's just women walking around.
That's the oldest profession in the world.
That and carpentry.
Did I tell you, stop if I told this story before, about I was at the traffic light on Vine and there was some homeless people parked their tents, and this guy came out, I mean, beautiful, had a beautiful bikini on, and he threw on this beautiful golden wig, and he comes up like this, and he stood at the traffic light, you know, his chest all pumped in his little bikini, and the guy opened his car door, and he got in the car. You just saw him crawl out of his old tent, putting on his wig, opened the door, drove off.
Sometimes you got to live dangerously.
Oh no, that's.
Oh, you want to? Okay, I have not something nearly as bad, but equally as well. It's pretty fucking bad. So during COVID, do you remember when they were like, "We're gonna clean the city up," and they started putting porta potties under all the bridges where the encampments were? I come off the freeway. I'm at a light, and I see this guy open his car door and run and go use the fucking homeless porta potty under the bridge. He's in a suit, tie, everything, gets out of it, and I'm like, you must have had to take the world's worst shit.
I would have done it in the car rather than go there.
I'm like,
can you imagine what?
Oh my!
I hate them.
Ari and I were in the car just screaming, being like, "What are we seeing? What are we seeing? Why is this happening?" Oh,
when you
it's
gotta
like
go,
rock festivals in England when they have that big fucking, that's like a line of toilets, and it goes into this big
trough.
Trough.
Yeah, it's like at Glastonbury, they're like that.
It's like seeing out of Schindler's List. when they jump in the fucking thing.
I had an incident once. I was at Glastonbury billion years ago. It was like the one and only time I ever went, one and done. And I'm in one of the toilets where there's the big like troughs, and I'm peeing, and Mike Weeks we were at Glastonbury together. He stood next to me pissing, and I see this girl walk in, like beautiful, like very attractive girl, get in, stands next to, like in between me and Mike, lifts up her skirt and pisses, and Mike does the full. And it was just a woman pissing standing up.
How? Did she have one of those funnels?
No. She just was like hips forward, arcing it, and just was like, and Mike said to goes, well, that's impressive. And she's like, yeah, I've been working on this.
Could you see her fanny and everything?
I was like, I'm not looking. Because I just, the guy code. When you're
I'd have to have a look.
When you're at a urinal, you don't fucking, you just eyes down.
Ahead.
Yeah, you don't, because you don't. Yeah, and I was respecting guy
she should
code.
have backed up and lifted up her.
Mike Weeks was not abiding by the rule and struck up a conversation as Mike loves to do with people, and she was
Oh, it would have been great.
And when we got
Jamie Heffron would have been there. It'd have been fucking.
Oh, Jamie, there'd have been jokes for days. But he when we got, he's like, "Did you fucking see that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't want to. I figured it was.
I did, but I didn't.
I figured it was the anatomy was there to allow that to happen more easily." And he's like, "No." You wouldn't see a video of that on YouTube.
I'm sure that there's a tutorial how to stand up. Let me look at it right now.
Yes, let's look.
Where's my phone? Yep, there's a 101.
There's a 101
Yeah,
episode.
how to pee standing up 101.
Huh. See? YouTube.
Yeah, how to pee standing up, female peeing device. Girls peeing standing up. Yeah, I mean, it's there.
What about shit?
Shitting standing up.
That just goes to show you can look up anything and there will be a YouTube video.
Yeah.
All right, what's the most outrageous thing that you can think of and see if...
What about how many lemons can you shove up your ass? What's the World Guinness Book of Records?
For arse lemoning.
I don't think that's
Can
probably
you squeeze
too.
a lemon from your arsehole?
Well, no, there's
How to keister. I guarantee that'll be...
Yeah. Oh, a good one. But there's videos where
How
they're
do you
like
spell keister?
keistering is when you stick something up your ass to hide it, like in prison, like you keister things. Keister.
Oh, they put cell phones up their arse and...
But okay, so you're asking how to
Phone
squeeze a
boxes.
lemon with your ass.
With your ass.
There's a bunch of like weirdly, like it's almost like a fetish of like.
Oh, yeah. And it is a lovely man from prison that teaches you how to do it.
With the lemons.
No, Mum, not lemons.
Oh.
Why would you want to hide a lemon in your ass going into prison?
Well, you
'Cause
might
maybe-
want things to smell better there.
It's not going to
You can
smell good.
squeeze a
It's been up
lemon.
your ass.
Yeah, but
No, because it's
they might not have lemons to put in their tea.
So, okay, so
Lemon with your tea, sir?
with your fucking toilet water tea from prison.
And then there's like keister egg tutorial.
Oh, I'd like a lemon in
Look up, Kelly, look up, let's think, what would be random?
watermelons.
Well, no, okay. So you're asking about squeezing lemons with your ass. There's like these weird, almost fetish videos of like muscular women popping watermelons with their thighs.
What's that mean?
What do you mean? Like
Putting it...
With the buttocks.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
you put a
what am I
watermelon.
Googling?
Just
Oh,
put
no,
up,
no,
just
with
put
their ass
watermelon
cheeks.
crushing.
They must be big ladies.
They're not small, that's for sure.
But they're wet.
Oh my god!
Oh, let's fucking end this all.
All right, what would be the strangest thing?
There's so many of them.
Yes, it's like a weird fetish. But it's not, it's like they get away with it because it's
So
not
it
really-
is.
The funniest thing ever was when that guy put the toy car or the toy train up his
Jackass.
ass, yeah. And then he
went and had a back x-ray.
had an X-ray and the guy goes, get out. Just get out.
Did you ever see that?
I was in Japan once and I was reading an Australian paper. It's the only English paper there. And there was a guy from Australia, and his job was getting foreign objects out of people's rear ends. And it was like pieces of concrete, fucking bit of pool balls, lemons,
What
everything.
is it with people? Why would you want to put something up like that up your ass? What do you get out
I
of
don't
it?
want to put it in. I want it to
Dead
get out.
animals and
This-
fucking rats and everything.
So it's not YouTube, but there was back. Remember, like all the fucked up websites like Rotten.com
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Consumption Junction and all. Back when the internet was a little more wild, you could find like the worst videos ever.
Horrible.
There was So after Two Girls, One Cup came out, there was a video called One
Man, One Jar.
Yes.
I hate that one.
It's
It's
the-
so disturbing.
One
And when
Man,
you
Don't
see-
tell me
what-
about
what-
it. 'Cause once you say, I won't forget
No,
it.
it's
What
the-
was it? One man,
one jar,
it's
and he
the
puts a
wor-
glass jar up his ass, and his ass smashes it, and then you
Oh.
just see the glass and blood
and he's
pouring
pulling out.
Oh,
out of his ass.
Shards of-
what?
It's horrible.
It's
Okay,
really horrible.
What, did he get off on that, on cutting his ass?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
Can you still get it?
He didn't do an AMA. You could still find
I
it.
wonder
No.
if the girls from Two Girls, One Cup are still around and what they're doing. They
Yeah.
should do a retrospective on
Oh
them.
my
because
God.
Where
yeah.
are they now?
Where are they now? Because they were the biggest,
Video ever.
and it was just like, I remember when I saw it the first time, you know who showed it to me? It was Kate Moss. She called me. She's like, you have to. And she gave me the website. And I was like, okay. She set it up in a way like I didn't know what I was going to see.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God. And
What about what I did you?
I showed it to mum and dad.
The ice cream.
Yeah.
It's not ice cream, mum.
I don't think it was real.
You don't.
No, I don't.
What?
Two Girls, One Cup. When the girls shit in the cups and they eat it.
Oh no!
It was ice cream.
Yeah, I don't watch that stuff on YouTube. I watch like the Y Files and like
A Y50.
Donut Operator and
What's a donut operator?
Donut Operator is this guy's a retired cop and he does like police breakdown videos and
Oh.
he's really funny.
I love all the arresting videos,
Yeah.
and there's this one that I've been watching that I've seen probably 20 years ago for the first time, and it's this. She identifies as a woman, and she's just sat in the back of the cop car going, "Excuse my beauty."
I've seen that
I
one.
love it.
Excuse my
Really?
beauty. I'm sorry. Can I
Did they
go?
laugh?
The cops were actually really good with her because she was funny.
Yeah. No, I
Excuse
love.
my
Excuse my
beauty.
beauty.
Excuse my beauty.
No, what else? What else do I watch? Grand Thumb. He's really good. Post Malone did one of his. He's like he's a retired soldier and he does like weapon breakdowns. And Post Malone went and did some content with him.
How great is Post Malone, by
He's-
the way?
We should have him come on this.
I just adore him.
He's an artist that when we were talking about Grammys and they get to decide what genre you're in, he comes in and switches the whole game up because he could be country, he could be rock, he could be heavy
Exactly.
metal,
Country.
He can be.
He's playing.
I know he's just brilliant the way he morphs in and out of genres, and he just does it perfect.
You've never been to Stagecoach, have you?
Oh my
No.
God, Mum, let's go to
You should-
Stagecoach.
You should come to Stagecoach.
It's
this
so
year.
fun.
It is the best festival ever.
I don't go to Coachella. I go to Stagecoach. It is way
I
more
can't-
fun.
No, Coachella is just
No cello.
No cello, yeah.
no cello.
Jack, do you remember how much fun Coachella used to be?
That was the best. Yeah.
I remember the first year I went, Mum, they didn't even have like a backstage area. It was just like a longer walk away from the
I
main
know.
stage,
It's-
and
but it's
everybody
just-
could just be everywhere, and
it's
it was
just
so fun.
It's just such a scene. It's not about the music. It's a lifestyle festival now.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't matter who's on.
Yeah.
It sells out, and it's all a lifestyle and people who think that they're.
Would you ever do it on Ozfest again? I mean, not just one at the fucking forum, just in a whole Ozfest.
Like a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
But it always comes down to, are the bands and managers going to be realistic though. And
I don't know why it is everybody, and it's great. That's what we wanted, everybody to do spin-offs and do their own festivals. And it's great. It's great for fans. It's brilliant. But why is it when it comes to us that everybody thinks that we are trillionaires, and so that every manager who wants their band on our festival wants one of the fucking trillions they think we've got to go on the festival?
Why don't you have like bands that nobody has really heard of it?
But that's what we did at Ozfest.
That's what I'm saying.
But you can do it for a baby stage, but you still
No,
need
I'm
headlines.
sorry. You have like a gig. At a gig, you have an opening act and you have the main act. This is true, and all the rest is not so known bands.
Problem is, you're not going to sell 30,000 tickets for not so many not so known bands.
Oh, I don't know about that. Well, okay. When we started, who did we take out when we first started?
Pantera. You had. I mean, who was the first one?
Soulfly.
Yeah, it was known.
Sepultura.
It was known acts. You always got to have at least 3 to 4 known, established. And then a headliner.
It's
for the
always
second
great
stage.
to have the baby stage. I mean, that's what it's all about, breaking new bands. That's why
Well,
we did it.
why wouldn't it be the thing that you have the establish a baby stand, but baby stage, like the known acts in between the known acts and you have like a known act, not so known act, known act, not so known act. On
The known acts wouldn't do that.
The thing is, it's very hard for acts it's very hard for acts who are not known to suddenly go and be in front of 50,000 people on a main stage at a festival and not understand what they're meant to do.
It's
to very
work the crowd.
intimidating.
How do they go on the baby stage then?
Because there'd be a few thousand.
A few thousand. You could have maybe 5,000 people at that baby stage, and then to go from 5 to 50 to 60,000 people, and it's really, really hard for baby bands. They've got to pay their dues anyway. That's what it's all about.
I do think that there is because you're basically seeing a lot of these festivals that popped up over the last year or two, which were like the new metal festivals, were basically just Ozfest.
Well, it's the same bands just going around and around and around. But that's what's so good, because we started something, people have taken it, and it's still great for the genre.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well,
That's been a very good one this morning.
Yeah, there was highs, there
It's
were
been
lows.
very dramatic. I liked it.
There were highs, there were lows, there were feelings, there were not.
There were lemons. There was people pissing, standing up. It's great.
Hope everyone's 2024 is going well, swimmingly.
And everybody's sticking to their New Year's resolutions, I hope.
Which is
Just like we know.
I have a New Year's resolution for the world. You ready for it? Don't stick glass up your asshole. The entire world.
But lemons
Lemons, okay. Glass, don't stick glass up your asshole.
Why? It makes you... It comes out a bit rough.
Do you think it was true about the gerbil?
We're done here. Goodbye. Thanks
Bye,
for
everyone.
listening.
Thank you.